morning and welcome. Wow, this is always a very impressive day when we have a chance to meet up with so many new friends and so many new students who are joining us from all over the country and all over the world. And while I'm on that subject, who's here from all over the world? Could I have our international students please stand? Let's face it, they've come the longest distance. Let's welcome them at a time when America needs to welcome people from all over the world. To have you with us. So I was watching that video, and I still remember some of the things I learned in graduate school right here at Boise State. Did you see that little burrowing owl who was kind of hissing? We actually have, and I'm sure our biology faculty and graduate students know more about this than I do, a lot more as a matter of fact. But once upon a time, a few years ago, I was actually taken out to the fields of Idaho, where these little burrowing owls are apparently threatened. They're having a problem with habitat because they tend to use the same habitat as some other species, and at least because they're threatened, we bury these 10-gallon buckets down into the ground, put a little trail for them, half trail, to move in and out of, and we're out there raising those little guys. And I have about the biology department and the work they do here. Like all of our graduate programs, which over the course of the last few years have really been growing in size, in quality, the number of PhDs, the number of master's degrees. In the last, this is my 15th year as president of Boise State, and almost every year in the last few years, we've been adding a PhD program or a master's program or any number of them as we go to the State Board of Education and get approval. And it's really exciting to see what happens after that happens. Once the program is approved, then folks like you apply for the spots you've arrived here at Boise State. Here's what we've noticed about that. We've noticed an increase in quality of the programs themselves, but just as importantly, if not more importantly, we've noticed an increase in the quality of the students who are joining us. That would be you, of course. And where you come from is really impressive, I might add. And in a sense, what we don't oftentimes think about is that the quality of a graduate school is not built entirely on the quality of the faculty. That's very important, of course. But just as important is the quality of the graduate student. That graduate student, you will contribute to the mission of the graduate school here, to the mission of your departments and the disciplines you come from. You will contribute in many ways, both in the classroom. Some of you will be teaching. Many of you will be doing research alongside your faculty. So the quality of the entire graduate school, in a sense, depends on each and every one of you. And as I look over where you come from these days, it's simply getting more and more impressive. And here's what I think is one of the reasons why you're here, and what I've heard from some of the folks I've talked to, and what I know about the faculty and the graduate students here at Boise State. First of all, let's face it, many of you come from undergraduate experiences, or even graduate experiences, where there's a larger university, there's either more reputation attached to the university, or for sure, it's older than Boise State. Many of the places you have come from go back 100 to 200, who knows how many years. We were created in 1932. We weren't a 4-year college until the 60s. We weren't a university until the 70s. And we weren't a Carnegie designated doctoral research university until 2 years ago. So the trajectory of Boise State is like this, as opposed to where you came from, which is probably more like this. And along the way, what I've noticed is talking to faculty especially, when I ask the faculty, what are you doing here? And how come you chose us instead of University X, Y, or Z? There's the boundaries, the silos that we've created in higher education over the years by discipline are not as strong they're actually permeable here at Boise State. So the other day when I gave my fall address, I had, I don't know, almost a dozen examples of faculty crossing over, working with other faculty from other disciplines and creating transdisciplinarity here at Boise State. People working together way beyond their boundaries, way beyond their disciplines. And the thing that I always like to tell undergraduates is that, let me tell you something, the last time your discipline is going to mean anything to you in and of itself is when you walk out of here with your degree. Because once you walk out of here with your degree, you're going to walk into a transdisciplinary world where when you have to problem solve, you're going to have to call upon a whole load of disciplines that you've studied, not just the one that you, quote, majored in. That drives me crazy, the major. All right? And so because we're young, because we're vibrant, because we're more dynamic, I believe, than these schools that are more bureaucratic, it's easier to move around within a graduate program and certainly within an undergraduate program and experience the opportunities of a number of disciplines. And I think you're going to find that here. And I've talked to graduate students who've made this decision based on the fact that they felt they could talk to other disciplines and work with other disciplines. That's a really big factor. There's one other big factor going on here lately that you should know about. 2 years ago, we did a national search for the dean of the graduate school here at Boise State. Tammi Vacha-Haase was the associate dean at Colorado State University, a land-grant university that is a very large and well-known research university with a very substantial graduate program, much larger than here at Boise State. And so she came to us and looked over the graduate programming and has applied a set of metrics and standards and quality assurances to our graduate school that is just really the best you could ever hope for. And the provost and I just have enormous confidence in the work Dean Vacha-Haase is doing in uplifting departments and disciplines, creating a faculty culture about graduate school, creating a graduate student culture, a graduate student association where you folks beyond your disciplines and your degrees and your studies can hang together and form friendships and alliances, whether they're research alliances or whatever they are, the opportunity to get to know one another. So when you leave here, you'll leave here not only with an attachment to your discipline and an attachment to your field, but you'll leave here with an attachment to Boise State University and its graduate program. And if we're lucky enough, we might even get you to stay and teach for us after that experience, if we're lucky enough. So I just want to welcome all of you and tell you what it means for us as we continue building this graduate program and getting better and more well-known and achieving higher quality. That achievement is thanks to each and every one of you. I wish you the very best for a great academic year. Thank you.
And I might add, one of the things that makes Boise State so special is our president. I think you just saw that he cares about graduate students, faculty, staff, so much that he wanted to be here with the first day. So anyway, thanks to Dr. Kustra, who now is off and running. He's a busy man as well. But let's talk about you. You're starting graduate school. It's exciting. Are you ready for this next step in your professional journey? I'll take that as a yes. All right. Again, my name's Tammi Vacha-Haase. I'm the Dean of the Graduate College. We have just a very, very busy schedule today, so I'm going to keep my comments very quick. First of all, some of you might be saying, this is wonderful. We're going to find out more things today about the Graduate College in Boise State. Better yet, we're getting fed at noon for a barbecue that I hope you all are showing up. But you might be asking, what actually is the Graduate College? So let me just spend a minute on that. We really are the institutional oversight of everything to do with graduate research. We're responsible and identify the policies and procedures for graduate education, and we work closely with your programs and your colleges and other units to implement that. We start interacting with you during recruitment. Hopefully many of you have had interactions at the graduate college, then through admissions, and we're with you all the way through graduation and in between every step of the way. We have three main functions. One is quality control. It's our job to make sure that that degree you leave with means something. It means that you did more than a little project in the backyard with your favorite neighbor signing off and your mom. So we're quality control. Remember that in the future when you're filling out some forms for us, will you? This is a good thing, quality control. We also are about student support and making sure that you have the best experience while you're here. And then we also are responsible for increasing visibility of graduate education. Please know that the Graduate College is here for you. The staff come to work every day to work for you and for the faculty that support you. Now, I know you have your program, you have your departments, you have your colleges, but please know you're never alone because you also have the Graduate College, and we will be there for you and do whatever you need us to do. Today, you can see you're joining a body of students, diverse students, people from all over the nation, over the country. Just so you know, there's over 3,000 graduate students at Boise State University. Over half are women, 6% are international, 10 to 12% identify as underrepresented minorities. And my hope is that as you go through your graduate education here, you get to know each other. You also, if I might give some advice, I hope you get to know your faculty. I want you to network. And real important, you may not remember much after today, but I hope what you do remember is to make sure that you have a good relationship with your advisor, because that's who's there for you. That's a special relationship. And it's that person really who's going to help you on this journey that you're beginning today. So, let me turn it over now to Dr. Scott Lowe, who is our Associate Dean of the Graduate College, and he's going to tell you a lot more about what we do. Dr. Lowe?
Good morning. I shocked myself. Welcome to Boise State. We're gonna start with a quick introduction of the graduate college staff. So you know these people, you're familiar with their faces. If you don't know them, you're going to get to know them. Victoria Heaton, Brianna Hobbs, Alicia Munya, Rachel Olson, Becca Wolf, and Katie Stone. Let's give them a hand. So we all have special roles within the graduate college, and believe it or not, over the next 2 to 4 to 6 years, you will interface with these individuals intimately to progress, to do well, to succeed, to thrive in your graduate program. So what I'm going to do here, and I need the clicker. This is being recorded, so we're gonna go fairly quickly. What I'm going to provide, and this is a sort of an alphabetical order of services and services that you have access to that you may put to use over the next few years. I'm going to go over this very quickly. You can watch the recording later. You can contact us within the graduate college at any time, and we're going to help you reconnect with these individual units or opportunities on campus. Okay. So first is the Academic Advising and Support Center. This is in the Simplot Micron building. We call it the SMASH building on campus. They provide a number of services, some of which you may make use of. So the academic success services, these include skill building workshops, different sorts of coaching workshops. They have a Bronco Ready program. It's a 1-credit program that It's a no-fee program. It's online, or you can choose to pick or choose modules. Again, covering a lot of what I'm going to cover in this presentation, but more. It's really an orientation to student life at Boise State University. They also have a learning assistant program. Albertson's Library provides a number of opportunities for you. I guarantee every single one of you is going to take advantage of this at some point, probably daily, over your academic career here at Boise State. Study rooms, interlibrary loan. We may not have the text or the article or the scholarship that you need for your thesis or project or dissertation, but they can get it for you, and they can get it for you quickly. So don't be afraid to ask, because they are excited to try and find resources that may seem impossible to acquire. They will get that for you. I can't tell you how many times I've needed an obscure article that we don't have in a journal on the stacks. In 24 hours, I've got the PDF emailed to me, ready to go for my scholarship and my research. They provide access to ScholarWorks, which is a repository for dissertations and theses and scholarship that your colleagues, your fellow students, your faculty, your advisors are working on here at Boise State, and also ultimately that your dissertation or your thesis or your project will be made available to the wider global academic audience. And then for each college, each program has a college library liaison, again, an individual within the library that's assigned to your specific area of study that's a go-to, both for faculty and students, if you have any concerns or questions. ASBSU, the Associated Student Body, or the Associated Students of Boise State University, a couple of opportunities that they provide. They provide funding, so if you need to go to a conference, ASBSU has sponsorships of trips or projects for individual students that you can apply for. A lot of students don't realize this, but it's not guaranteed, but it is an opportunity. So you have the opportunity to apply for this funding annually. They also provide legal services should you need them. So they fund free attorney consultations with a local private lawyer for most legal problems that you might have. It's available to all fee activity-paying students at Boise State. Research compliance. The Institutional Review Board at Boise State provides faculty and students planning with regards to the research that they conduct, human subjects, biosafety, animal care, responsible conduct, and material transfer agreements. Again, the legal side of what we do as researchers. When we're accessing data, we're collecting data, we're working with sensitive subjects, the IRB is here to help. And not all of you may make use of this, but some of you may, and they're eager to help in any way that they can. It's required, if you're working with any of these aspects, or any of these aspects are part of your research, it's required to work with the Institutional Review Board. We have international learning opportunities. Some of you may work within your dissertation or thesis or project internationally. Most notably, this group, as far as we may be involved, oversees the Fulbright program, but they're also an excellent resource for any sort of international travel that you need to do with regards to your studies or your scholarship. Okay, so you may not be working towards a Fulbright. You may be conducting research internationally, or just traveling internationally. I encourage you to talk to them. Again, it's a resource for you. Please take advantage of it. The Office of Sponsored Programs. A little bit later, we're going to hear from Dr. Mark Rudin, who is the Vice President of Research and Economic Development here at Boise State University. The Office of Sponsored Programs oversees grant development, and they support that, primarily for faculty, but also for graduate students, should you be working on sponsored projects and project development. They work on the submission and the processing support. As a faculty member, I use this extensively when I'm writing grants. Again, there are a million steps that I really don't see, but they have the capacities and the people in place to make this a really seamless, simple process. Beyond the content of the grant, all the paperwork that's needed, they're very helpful there. And also providing funding. They've got an opportunity portal where you can actually receive daily, if you're interested in them, email updates about different funding opportunities that may be available for your scholarship. And last, the Center for Teaching and Learning. Some of you may be teaching assistants. The Center for Teaching and Learning here on campus provides service for teaching assistants, for those of you who are going to be in the classroom, but they'll also do classroom observations. They provide teaching travel awards, student evaluation consultations, a lot of workshops, notably scholarly work and research related to teaching and pedagogy, and also seminars, workshops, and institutes. So that takes me through my slides. Again, congratulations, welcome to Boise State. I am now going to introduce Ms. Dawn Ramirez. Dawn.
Good morning. I'm going to make this really super fast. How many of you filled out a application form when you applied to Boise State? Raise your hand. Oh, like everyone. Amazing. So I just came up here to tell you to check out our forms part of our website. You will not get out of Boise State without filling out at least 2 more forms. One will be your application for admission to candidacy, and one will be your application for graduation. So remember, as Dr. Vacha-Haase said, as the president said today, that these forms are just part of our quality, to offer you a quality experience. So make sure you check that out. If you ever have any questions, give us a call. Okay? Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Kristen DeBoer, and I work with graduate assistantships at the Graduate College. And I just wanted to make sure if anyone has any questions, there is assistantship information on the website. I will be at the resource fair today, and you're welcome to contact me anytime. Thank you, and have a great year.
My name is Julie White, and I work in the Thesis and Dissertation Office, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about that now. I'm going to turn it over to Wayne.
My name is Wayne Cochran. I am the Thesis and Dissertation Coordinator here. And basically, I want to just point out to you guys is writing is our specialty. We're here to help you craft the wonderful work that you're going to be doing, putting that research on paper, making it look as good as it can, and make sure it gets disseminated not only here and in the nation, but worldwide. So we want to encourage you to come in and utilize our services. We're available to talk about anything that involves writing or research. And lost my train of thought for a second. And the formatting, just any kind of question you might have is how that comes together. And our new program, Dean Vacha-Haase announced a little earlier, Bronco Finish Line. I'm really proud to announce we're going to have a couple of grad students work with us this year in order to provide writing coaches, workshops, more interactive and one-on-one settings to help accomplish that goal. So come see us. I'm excited to see what you guys are going to be doing here at Boise State.
Hi, my name is Kinsey Poteet. I am the recruiting specialist with the Graduate College, and I often work with prospective students, but I also handle the social media. So if you follow us on Twitter already, that's me tweeting. We have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, so make sure to add us so we can get connected and stay up to date on any current student events like today's orientation, or in the springtime, we have Graduate Student Showcase and the 3-minute thesis, so information about that, deadlines. We also shout out to current students who are applying or are defending their thesis, so all that information that we want you to have, it's easy and it's accessible. So us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Additionally, I am in charge of a lot of the student testimonials. So if you want to share your Boise State experience and if you've had a positive experience once you're getting to your program, get with us and we'll put it on the website. There are written testimonials and also video testimonials. So if you're feeling really jazzy, I would love to film you and get a video testimonial on file. But if not, we have written testimonials that you can post on the website, and it's nice and easy. So I think that's all I have for you today, but if you have questions about how to digitally engage with the Graduate College, come see me. I'll be at the barbecue and we can have a conversation. So thank you.
All right, I'm back, and I'm shocking the mic still. Leslie, you ready? All right, so join me. It's a great pleasure to welcome our Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Leslie Webb, to the podium.
It's costume change day, folks, so I'm out there helping students move into the residence halls, and now I'm here with you, and I'm delighted. Welcome. We're so happy that you've chosen Boise State. So I want to talk a little bit about, what our focus is and how we support you. So primarily, our focus is on recruiting, retaining, and helping our students become employable. And that relates to you as well. We know our story, we believe in our story, we take our story on the road, and now we invite you into the fold because you're part of our story. We believe that it is our responsibility to make sure that you have your needs met outside the classroom so that you can flourish inside the classroom. And I'll talk a little bit about the services available to you in a moment. And at the end of the day, the most important piece for us is that you gain the knowledge, skills, and disposition in this experience, both inside and outside the classroom, and that you turn it into a compelling story for whomever and whatever is next. So the Division of Student Affairs and Enrollment Management is comprised up of a few different units, and I'm not going to go through this, but sometimes it feels nice to put an org chart up and sort of show you the areas that I support. But they're broken into 3 different areas, sort of student engagement, student life, sort of that co-curricular outside the classroom experience, enrollment services, which includes that admission, financial aid, registrar, of which you likely interface, and our Dean of Students office, which provides support and supports a number of different functional areas like veteran services, gender equity. But our primary focus is, of course, to support our students. And as an undergraduate student, I was one of those students, and tell me if you were, I'll ask in a moment for a raise of hands, involved. I was in the student union building, I was in clubs and organizations, as a residence hall advisor, I was on student government. Were any of you involved in your undergraduate experience? Okay, so you recall what it's like to move through your campus experience. Well, then I was a grad student. I went to my GA position. I went to class. That's it. I would use the rec center every now and then because it was in the residence hall that I was a GA for, but that was it. I didn't take advantage of one single thing on campus that was available to me. And then as a PhD student, it got even worse. I did nothing on campus, zero, zilch. I'm sure there were things that were available to me, but I didn't do anything. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that you're funding your education. And as such, it's important for me to share with you what you have access to. It's up to you to use it. It's up to you to choose to need or want to take advantage of it. This is just a pie chart that shows where your monies go. Full-time students. I'm not going to break it down part-time, full-time, but full-time. But what I really want to focus on is where your student activity fees go, because I think it's important that you know, because you have access to the technology, you're paying the fee. You have access to the health center, health counseling and wellness, and you'll hear a little bit about that from that team in a little while, so I won't spend time there. The student union building is available to you. It's your building. You pay for this building. You can reserve space in this building and take access of this, use the spaces around the building that are for you. You also have access to the rec center. Has anyone taken a tour of it yet? Join me at noon on Mondays and Wednesdays for lift class. Or don't, but anyway, it's a fantastic opportunity. If you are interested in the outdoors at all, there's outdoor trips, swim, bike, run. There's a fantastic pool in there that we might actually be cleaning right now, but it's at your disposal, so do take advantage of it. It opens early, stays open late. And then finally, I would say that you are a part of the Associated Students at Boise State University, the student government. You pay into that fee, and there are grants. Their entire focus is to advocate you and allocate on your behalf. So there are grants available for travel, grants available for research, and the list goes on. I won't talk a lot about that today, but I just want you to remember that. And the Grad Council will help be that sort of intermediary interface between the Associated Students and the graduate school. And then there's this little bucket here called student life. And inside that little bucket is sort of that co-curricular. Movies in the student union building. It is the access to the career center. It's sort of that student activity piece. Career center is really not a student activity piece, but do know that you can take advantage of the services that they have to offer. At the end of the day, as you embark or re-embark on this particular journey, I want to encourage you to make the most of it. And if there's a way that we can support you in feeling a part of this community in a way that I certainly didn't do as a graduate student, we want to make sure that we do that. Take advantage of anything and all that we have to offer. And if you notice a gap, well, I'm about to give you my business card, but if you notice a gap, come my way and let us know how we can partner with the Graduate College to make sure that you are getting all that you can out of this incredible experience. I think it's going to be incredible. And at the end of the day, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to call. Don't hesitate to stop by the admin building. I work with Dr. Vacha-Haase on a regular basis. And so one of our primary goals together is to ensure that we are listening as loudly as we can to make sure that your experience is absolutely stellar. So thank you so much. Go Broncos.
Thank you, Leslie. I'm going to put this to the maximum height. Mark, are you ready? All right. Please join me in welcoming our Vice President for Research and Economic Development here at Boise State University, Dr. Mark Rudin.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Scott, thanks so much. Dr. Vacha-Haase, thank you so much for giving me a little bit of time. So as Scott mentioned, I'm the Vice President for Research and Economic Development at Boise State, and you've already heard a couple of some areas that I'm responsible for, this whole sponsored projects area. How do you get grants into the university? Faculty are very active in that. Some graduate students will be active in that area too. Our office is set up to help folks make that a seamless process, cradle to grave, pre- and post-award, and so forth. But, you know, Scott also mentioned another area that is a bit of a downer sometimes, is this whole research compliance stuff. You know, as soon as Boise State receives $1 of federal money, all these crushing compliance requirements kick in. And sometimes it's not fun, you know, but if you're doing research, you have certain obligations to conduct that research in an ethical, proper manner. And sometimes our office see folks that have progressed through their research and are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, ready to come in here and graduate, and they say, wait a minute, I had to do human subjects? What was that about? I never knew that. So I would say, you know, let's keep a dialogue going and make sure that you understand some of the requirements that are set forth in terms of how you conduct your research. And then the last part of my office, and this is relatively new on the higher ed scene, is this whole area of technology transfer. Some of you folks may be developing intellectual property during your research, regardless of discipline. It could be in the sciences, it could be in the arts, it could be in nursing. We have, in fact, our most prolific person at the university that generates intellectual property and receives royalties because of that is a faculty member from nursing. So you are going to become inventors of widgets and inventors of ideas. And some of you in this room may even start up a spin-off company. Start your own company right out of school. Take that intellectual property and go. Our office is set up to help you with that. So I can't tell you how excited I am to see you all here. I know you've heard a little bit from the previous speakers that, you know, the research enterprise at Boise State has grown. Indeed, it has grown. Okay? A lot of that is due to faculty, absolutely. But I beg to differ with a couple of the speakers that I would say much of the talent, much of the fuel to make that happen are the folks in this room, and the folks that are the students that are currently out in on the campus right now. You guys really play an important role, and have played, and will continue to play an important role of research at the university. And my office is very excited to help you realize what your professional, personal ambitions are in that regard, and at Boise State as a whole. Okay, so I'm going to go off script now. I'm going to try to give you the Mark Ruden's tips, okay, kind of based on my experience as a graduate student eons ago. So I want you to know just a couple things. One is that, as you heard before, get to know the faculty. But you're in a different place right now. And again, this is the world according to me. As an undergraduate, you kind of come in, get your advisor, take these classes, take the classes, graduate. I know it's much more than that, but that's kind of how it rolls. At the graduate level, you're much more of a colleague now to the faculty. And we understand that. You play a much more prominent role, a very important, critical role in what we do here and what they do. You're part of the team now, okay? And yeah, things are going to go bad in your research. Things are going to go well in your research. There's going to be times when you say, I don't even know why I came here. That's what research is. It's just as important to reward and acknowledge the great things going on as when things are not going well, being able to understand that you need to get up, dust the britches off, and keep on going. And our faculty have experienced that. They've experienced everything you're going to experience. Let me give you a little bit example, a personal example of how, boy, that's kind of an embarrassing situation. And I'm willing to say this because there's not a lot of faculty in the room, so I can get away with this. But you know, I was ready to give my dissertation defense, and it was going to be in a room that I probably could have touched each of the 5 people on my committee. It was friendly confines, right? And I was nervous as heck. I usually don't get nervous, but I can remember the sweaty, cold hands going into that meeting. And my research was on how cesium-137 migrates through cement. Okay? And I can remember standing there saying, and the cesium, dang it, what's the past tense of flow? Flied, flued, flid, something. And I was like, and my major professor, after a while, after he let me struggle, he goes, Mark, it's flowed. And I was like, God dang it, this is not going as well as I was hoping it was going to go, right? Are they going to award this degree to this imbecile out of competency or pity here, right? But, you know, at the end of the day, it was truly embarrassing, right? But again, faculty, everyone has their own examples, have lived through all this stuff. And you will too. But see them, they see you much more as a colleague, see them a bit as a colleague and a mentor. Okay? So that's one word of advice. Another one is get help. Okay? Things are not going well, get help. Tammy and Scott have a great staff in the graduate college. If things are not going well, reach out to them. Okay? Believe me, when things are not going well on the research front, faculty around here and staff around here get help, and they come to me in my office and get help. Please consider the research office as an open door, has an open door policy to hear how things are going with you, and I hope I do get to meet you throughout your careers at one time or another. I would also say another thing, and Leslie sort of touched on this, is, you know what, don't be passive. Again, take the bull by the horns. Yes, the faculty member mentors you, the graduate college helps you through, but take some control of your experience here at Boise State. Engage with your colleagues. Take advantage of the opportunities that Boise State has for you. I know that you're probably here, or I guess I might have missed Tammy or Scott's, but now we have a graduate student association that looks at the best interests, looks and examines the best interests of the graduate student. Take advantage of that. Voice your opinion. Be engaged. And then I would wrap up with this, and this is probably the most important part, is have fun. Okay? Have fun. I coach different levels of basketball, and every huddle that we have, we break up and I say, what's the most important part about basketball? Having fun. If you're not having fun, geez, that'd be terrible, right? When I take a look back at my graduate experience and so forth, I had a lot of fun. I've met a lot of people in my undergraduate experience, but my colleagues and friends I have today, i.e. my wife, my best man at my wedding, all colleagues at the graduate level. I think you really will have a great time at Boise State. We are here set up to make this as successful as possible for you, and I wish you all the luck in the world. So thank you very much, and go Broncos.
So you can see you have amazing administrators. And what you've heard from our last two speakers is the importance of taking control of your graduate education, of reaching out, connecting with people. And Dr. Rudin gave a wonderful example of what happened when he did that. Did you hear his wife was a part of that? His best man? So let's take a moment to give you a chance to meet one another. There are about 400 new first-year students in your cohort. There's about 200 of you in a room. There's about 30 who are live streaming right now, and there's a number of others who are online students who at some point will probably be watching this. But given that you are our graduate students, and this is your cohort, let's take about 3 to 5 minutes to help you get to know each other. You're going to get to know the people in your program and your department, there's no doubt about that, but there is so much talent and interesting people in this room. So please, for the next 5 minutes, make sure that you introduce yourself to somebody that you don't know, that you didn't come in with, and get to know your new colleagues.
All right. All right, are we ready? So that was lively. So we'll have more of a chance at the barbecue and later on today to mingle with your fellow students and also with the staff and the faculty that are going to be at the barbecue. We've got two more presentations, two areas that we really wanted to focus on. Obviously, you can approach any of us at any time and ask us questions about anything that we've talked about today. If we're not experts, we'll be able to point you towards experts. But first presentation, Dr. Leslie Webb touched on it very briefly in her presentation, but I think it's going to be very important and sort of central to all of you and relevant for all of you, is health services. So please join me in welcoming a director at the Health Center, Ms. Tara Brooks.
Well, hello, and thank you guys so much for having me here today. I'm really excited to welcome you all to Boise State and tell you just a little bit about health services and what we do. To get started, I'll see if they can play this video here. It'll just introduce a little bit about what health services is and the different types of care that we provide.
Taking care of your health is one of the best ways you can achieve your personal and academic goals. Boise State students and employees can receive health care from a provider dedicated to your health and success at Health Services. With our high-quality care, integrated team of providers, and convenient location, your health is our specialty, so you can focus on your success. Finding a trusted health professional can be overwhelming, but our team of experienced physicians, nurse practitioners, counselors, and wellness experts have unique insight into the common stressors or illnesses that can interfere with your goals. We take your privacy needs seriously, and our spacious waiting room allows for comfort and relaxation. Visiting providers in different locations is a hassle and leaves you responsible for coordinating your care. Our medical, counseling, and wellness providers work together and can seamlessly coordinate your healthcare needs from one location on campus. Life for students and employees can be busy and stressful. However, our location makes it easy for you to be seen quickly. We offer urgent care and crisis counseling to make sure you have access to services when you can't wait for a scheduled appointment. We have commonly prescribed medications in our on-site dispensary that can save you a trip to the pharmacy. And we offer free patient parking in front of our location. To be your best, you need a provider that specializes in your needs. As a Boise State student or employee, you have access to top-quality integrated care conveniently located on campus. We accept a variety of insurance plans and encourage you to contact your carrier to see if we're a network. Making an appointment is easy. Simply call 208-426-1459 to schedule. Visit our website, healthservices.boisestate.edu, to learn more about how we can empower your path to lifelong health. Remember, at Boise State Health Services, our specialty is you.
A little bit of information about what health services is and the different types of care that we can provide. And now I'll talk a little bit more in detail about what those specifically are, the types of providers we have, and how you can access us. As the video stated, taking care of your health and maintaining your health is a really important way to ensure that you can achieve the academic goals that you're here to achieve, to get done. And we feel like we really specialize in taking care of the needs of students here on campus. And when we look at surveys across the country, and specifically those that we've given here at Boise State, we see that there are a variety of things that negatively impact academic success for students, but a lot of them have to do with your health. And this slide here just shows a variety of those. As you can see, about 30% of students are experiencing stress. I'm sure you can all relate to that at one time or another. Upper respiratory infections, just those kind of general cold and flu type things, those can really get in the way of being successful here on campus. And so we want you to know that there are providers here on campus that provide quality care for you and will help you maintain your health so that you can really be successful. I want to show you around a little bit on the different types of patient care and talk a little bit more specifically about how you can access us. So in our medical area, we do have 2 family practice physicians and 2 nurse practitioners. They can see you for any healthcare needs that you may have, anything from a sore throat to managing a chronic illness they can take care of for you. You can access us by either scheduling an appointment, or as the video stated, we do have urgent care for those needs that can't wait for a scheduled appointment. We also do have an on-site dispensary. This is a little bit different than a pharmacy in that we don't have a pharmacist on staff. That means we can't bill your insurance for any of the medications that we provide. You wouldn't be able to bring an outside prescription and have us fill that. But if you see one of our providers, we have an abundance of commonly prescribed medications that they can provide to you. And we hope that that really saves you a trip to the pharmacy. We also have a variety of vaccines that we stock and administer. So if any of your programs might require that, or if you maybe just need an update on some of your vaccines, you can certainly contact us, and we have those, I'm sure, in stock. You don't have to schedule an appointment for that. You can just walk into our office and our nursing staff can take care of that for you. We also have a couple of specialty medical areas that we've included on our staff. Again, just making it really convenient, hopefully, for students to access those patient care areas and get in as quick as possible. We have psychiatry, so we have a part-time psychiatrist on staff as well as a sports medicine physician. The sports medicine physician is in our office a half day per week, and they can see you for any orthopedic issues you may have, sports-related or exercise-type related issues that you're experiencing. And next, I'll talk a little bit more about our counseling area. We have a variety of providers there as well, everything from psychologists to licensed clinical counselors and licensed clinical social workers. Again, they're here on campus to support you in your success and make sure that you have access to those needs that, in a convenient way. You can see us on an individual basis, or we do provide what we call multi-person counseling, which would just be, you and any other person that you might be experiencing a difficulty with. We're happy to see you in that regard as well. We also provide ADHD and other learning disability testing if that's something that you are needing or already have that you might need to be managing. You can contact our office and we can certainly help you through that. And much like our medical area with urgent care, we understand that there are issues that may come up that cannot wait for a scheduled appointment. And so we do have a crisis counselor that is available during our hours of operation. Again, you can just walk into our office to access that. Last, our wellness area, they provide a whole variety of different outreach opportunities and education on campus, as well as some direct patient care. So you may see them out on campus doing different outreach exercises or fun things that you can get involved with. We encourage students, of course, to get involved with all of those. It helps you stay connected to campus, and it also, as a bonus, provides you some of that information and education on how to maintain your health. We do have free HIV testing for all students on campus, as well as a registered dietitian that you can see for any nutritional needs or dietary concerns that you may have. And we do also have a variety of resources that we like to provide to students on campus, again, to make sure that you're getting the education and information that you need to really maintain that health, your health and stay successful here on campus. One of those is our Student Health 101 magazine. It's completely free. You can access that by either texting the number here on the slide, which is 40691, or you can visit our website and sign up that way. Again, we think that this is a really unique resource that we want to provide to students free of charge. It helps you stay up to date with the latest health information. It's a monthly subscription or a monthly magazine, so every month you'll get new information, and it'll provide you with all sorts of different resources, not only on what health services is doing, but also national information as well. And last, I want to talk just a little bit about our insurance and billing. As it stated in the video, we do bill insurance for the large majority of services that we provide. We accept a variety of insurance products. There are only 2 that we're not participating providers in, and that is Medicare and Medicaid. Other than that, we accept all insurance products. We do encourage everybody to contact your insurance company, make sure that you understand your benefits, and make sure that we're in network. Insurance can get a little bit tricky, so if you need assistance with that, we're certainly happy to help you walk through that process. If you need insurance, or if you're looking for a different insurance product, perhaps while you're here, the university does support a voluntary student health insurance plan. Again, this is voluntary, so you would have to go out and enroll in that yourself. But it is a great resource, and so make sure that you check that out if this is something that you're needing. If you need that insurance, we have information for that on our website, or you can stop by our resource booth at the fair, the resource fair today, and we'll have some additional information on that as well. Again, as I said, insurance and billing can get a little bit tricky for folks, and so we want to give you some tips to walk away from here today. Make sure that you have your insurance card with you if you're going to access us. That's really important. We want to make sure that we can bill your insurance and that you can take advantage of the benefits that you do have. Contact your insurance company. Make sure that we are in network with your plan. If you have questions about that, again, we're happy to help you walk through that. Or if you find that we're not in network, definitely contact us and we'll see what we can do to get in network. And then also understand what your benefits are. We certainly don't want you to be surprised by a bill that you weren't expecting after you receive services. And then there's also sometimes a lot of benefits that you don't know about on your insurance, and we want you to make sure that you take advantage of those. Again, our location, we are located in the Norco building. We're on the second floor, and we are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. The only exception to that is Wednesdays when we're open 10 to 5. And we do have free patient parking right in front of our location. Again, we know parking can get a little tricky on campus, and we want to make sure that there's no barriers to you accessing our care, so we do have those free parking spaces for patients. So hopefully I've been able to give you a really quick overview of what health services is and how we support students here on campus. We want to welcome you definitely to Boise State, and we look forward to keeping you healthy and successful here on campus and taking care of any of the healthcare needs that you may have. With that, thank you very much.
Thanks, Tara. So the last item on the agenda before I invite Dean Vacha-Haase back up is the Graduate Student Association. So I've been given the wonderful opportunity to advise the Graduate Student Association, or GSA, this year. The Graduate Student Association is as you can tell, comprised of graduate students. This is a picture of the leadership team, I believe. Caitlin Phillips is one of the officers. She's going to be at the barbecue meandering, so you may receive a flyer from Caitlin. If you have any questions about the GSA, please don't hesitate to ask her. She's an expert on all things GSA. They'll do some peer mentoring. We're going to have a lot of social events during the year, provide opportunities for leadership through the associated students. Just a collection of graduate students of a like mind with similar problems, just to have the opportunity to meet and discuss socially and on campus. We're going to have a lounge, a Graduate Student Association lounge in the Riverside building this year, which is going to provide great opportunity to meet and have a sort of a meeting place. So again, when we're out at the barbecue, if you have any questions about it, please stop by, ask me, ask Caitlin, ask any of the grad college staff, all right? So without further ado, to close things out, I'd like to invite Dean Vacha-Haase back up to the podium, please.
So you have received a lot of advice in the last hour and a half, and I want to offer one more piece of advice. Read your email, especially if it's from the graduate college or me. Over the year, while you're here with us, the graduate college will often send out you information about dates that are coming up. I'll also send you emails to connect with you, to give you information, to talk about opportunities, and to share again ways that you can get involved. So do me a favor and please read your email. With that, I recognize for you in the room that I am the only thing that is standing between you and lunch. So today, I hope you really were able to see that there's amazing people here at Boise State who care about you. We have a lot of resources that I hope you take care of. And I hope you feel like you understand the graduate college a little bit more and that you know that we're here for you. But in the days ahead, as you move forward, I hope you recognize your own gifts and the resources that you have within you, what you're bringing with you. As I said earlier, you are right where you need to be. You came to Boise State for a reason, and you were chosen by Boise State for a reason. You have abilities and past experiences that are unique and brought you to where you are at this very moment. So please, never forget the strength within. Have a wonderful first semester. I look forward to seeing all of you on campus. And now, how about we go enjoy that barbecue, shall we? Thank you.